Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is December's finished pages. Now I didn't think I'd have all that much to show you, but there's a good handful, there is a good handful, and it's worth me showing them now instead of putting them in January's, otherwise January's video would be mega long. There's a couple other things that I've been working on diamond painting wise, and I will show you at the end of the video in case you're interested, because I have finished one. I'm 3/4 of the way through another one that I didn't think I wanted to finish, and then I started another one last night because I loved the squares and I was missing doing squares. But anyway, enough about diamond painting and onto the colouring books. Like I said, I've done a little bit more than I thought I would. I have been poorly for the past, I want to say, a week. Strep A is not fun. I ended up going to a walk-in centre and I'm still on antibiotics, and I'm determined to get them finished even though they're so silly the way that you have to have them. Anyway, so the first book is Serenity by Anastasia Calderiva. Now she has brought a new one out and I'm so excited to get my hands on it. When I get my hands on it, I have no idea. So we'll see. I've got 2 new books on the way. Again, no idea when they turn up. They'll turn up when they turn up. I'm not in any rush, but I am really excited for both of them. So this is Serenity, and I did this one. I finished this one only a couple of nights ago, and I did actually share this on Instagram. Now I do it every single time. Do as I say, not as I do, because I tried using nail colours, not nail colours, it was that as well. There was something else that I tried to use in the background. Oh, it was gelatos. I tried using gelatos in the background, and I've seen so many other people use them beautifully with the blending brush, and I can't figure out how to do it. So it was all splodgy here around the hands. You can still see the smudges, and I just scrapped that idea and went with nail colour 2s, which wasn't much better. Instead of colouring straight onto the background, I used my Caran d'Ache board. This one, coloured straight onto this one, and then picked the pigment up and then popped it on here, and then used my fingers to sort of blend it out. I mean, it's not the best, but it'll do. I really enjoyed doing this one, but it took me over a week to finish this page, because I was doing bits of it when I was ill in bed, and then I wanted to just get the background done, and then that fail happened. So the paper's not handled it terribly well, but you know, I know that this happens with this paper, and why I use water, I do not know. But I used a mixture of luminance and light fast pencils for this one, and I actually googled the makeup because I wasn't sure and I wanted to try and do it traditional. I don't know if I've got it right, but I tried to use a gel pen, because in the makeup they've got like really pale skin, really beautiful white pale skin makeup, and they've gone over the lips as well, and then they draw the lips back in like with red lipstick. It's absolutely gorgeous, but trying to recreate that in a colouring book when the liner is already there, it's quite difficult. But I think I managed it, and I just did very minimal, carrot sad, very minimal shading to the skin, because I wasn't sure with the skin tone. So I just played it easy and just did a little bit of shading. But I love the flowers. I think they pop beautifully. So that is my first one, which technically is probably my last one, I think. No, there's another one that I did last night. We've got one from Hannah Cowles on Seasons. Now, I've got a funny feeling that I recorded this one. I'm going to keep tagging this actually. I recorded this actually in 2 parts from start to finish. If you're interested, I will click a little link here for you to pop over, just in case. The background, the part 1 of the part 2 seemed to be really popular, so I need to get back into doing more videos on backgrounds again, because I thoroughly enjoy it. It's one of them things. It's getting everything out, and then once I've got everything out, I'm happy to do what I'm doing. But then but I did enjoy it. It wasn't gessoed or anything, this page, I don't believe, because the paper in this book just takes it beautifully. You just have to have a little bit of patience when it comes to the drying time, because if you use the heat gun then it'll take the glue off the masking tape and then you'll have a mess. So you're better off doing this last thing at night, let it dry overnight, and then you can work on it the next day. But isn't it beautiful? I just wanted to go for like a winter wonderland, a really like Frozen sort of inspired page. I was a bit knocked off with myself that I put paint here because I couldn't do a nice light effect. But all in all, I like how it turned out. And like I said, part 1 and part 2 is already up on my channel. This one, I couldn't resist this. When I saw it on Etsy, Mariola Budak, isn't it just so cute? I'm going to print this off actually. I printed it off and for some reason my printer lobbed off part of her head. So I thought, I'm not wasting this paper because this was, bear with me, it was nice paper, this one. I'm not going to have it turned on. There we go. It's the Strathmore coloured pencil paper. So I thought, I am not wasting that paper, so I just printed it on the opposite side and it worked just fine. It's not watercolour paper, that's why I didn't get a massively good effect with the background, but I really enjoyed doing this. It reminded me of when Isabel was really little. That's why I did it with the blonde hair. I mean, I wish my hair looked like that, and I wish I had looked like that. But yeah, it just reminded me of me and Isabel. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing that page. I can see that I used there by looking at the watercolour, the sminker. I love that stuff. See how it separates on the page, and you can see all the different colours. It's super expensive, but in my opinion it's worth it if you like doing watercolour. I need to mess around actually with them new Gansai Tambi paints that my mother-in-law bought me. I've only played with them once. I think I'm going to have to shut the window because neighbours have got people round. That should be a little bit quieter now. This is the one that I finished last night. Come on, camera. And it's in the Twilight Garden by Maria Troller. Now I don't work in her books all that often. This is actually the first page I've done in this book. I really actually do like the illustrations. I prefer the older books to the newer ones. I've got one of the newer ones. Is it Luna? Let me just check. I think it might be Luna, and the papers, it's not as good as this, and it's really white paper where I prefer the off-white. And I used all Inktense blocks and Inktense pencils for this one, with a tiny bit of acrylic paint pen, you know, for the little dots that you can see here and there. And I just did this in one night, just sitting there watching Prison Break and happily painting this in the background. Yeah, and talking about the background, I don't think it needed one because I wanted it to stand out, so I didn't think it needed a background. But there's some lovely illustrations in this, so I am going to keep this. So I'm not doing a video on what I plan on colouring for the month because my mind changes so much. But if I've got a book that I want to intend on colouring in more, I've got a little part in my room. It's hanging onto my basket. It's like a little magazine holder, and I've been putting books in there that I think, oh well, maybe if I fancy, so I'm not forgetting that I've got them. I've been putting them in there. So there's no way I'm going to say, right, I'm going to do this, this and this, because then it'll start feeling like homework. And Debbie hated school, Debbie hated homework, so as soon as it started feeling like homework, I won't do it. But I will keep this book out to one side because I really enjoyed doing that one. I've got a clear PDF here because I printed out the Hedgehog one. Is it on the other side? No, I did it right for a change. It was two separate PDFs that I purchased off Etsy, and I did the Hedgehog one. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to redo it. The reason that I'm showing you this is because this is what it sort of looked like without all the paint. Very sketchy artwork. I will link the artist, because I can't remember the name, in the description for you to go and check out over on Etsy. But I did print it out on really nice Archer's watercolour paper. I tried really hard on this as well, and I was, you know, it put a downer on it for me. I was really excited to doing it as soon as I saw the PDF, and I thought, oh, I'll be able to do that. But I think it's a little bit too advanced for my watercolour techniques at the minute. I can't do fur. Clearly I can't do fur. They're meant to be spikes and a little bit of fur around his chin, and I couldn't pull it off. But I'm glad that I've got these PDFs now because I've got them forever, and then hopefully when I do start improving, I'll be able to tackle these pages again. I'm really gutted about that. I had a vision in my mind, and I like the background. it just didn't turn out that one, unfortunately. You know, they don't it doesn't always work out, does it? This one was at the very start of the month, and I purely bought this one to take part in Kirsty from Kirsty Colouring Sketches tag. It was a Christmas boot tag, but I was not motivated to do any sort of Christmas videos and pulling all my books out at the start of the month. Reasons that I might go into in a future colouring chat, but yeah, I do apologise, Kirsty, I'm sorry. But I did print the PDF off and I did colour it in my own time. I really enjoyed doing this one though. Again, I will link the artist in the description because I can't remember who it is by. But I just purchased it off Etsy and I printed it on Strathmore toned tan mixed media paper. I don't like her eyelashes. I went a bit overboard with the eyelashes on that one. But there's a mixture of pencils on this one. There's even the what they call Karen markers. The Karen markers. I basted all these and I went over the top with pencil and some gel pen and some glittery watercolour. And yeah, Bob Your Uncle, nice Christmas page. At least I did one anyway. Technically it's two because I'm classing that Winter Wonderland as a finished page for a Christmas page. Now, in Mouse Guard, of course, I did warn you, you're going to see more Mouse Guard. I've only done one though this month. Did the light effect again. I love doing that and I just love this book. I was really lucky actually. My husband bought it me as a present, a second copy. So I have got a second copy and that is being treasured and it's right at the back of my shelf. It's protected. I've even put it in a little plastic sleeve to make sure it's not getting dust and stuff on, but it's there for when I want to use it next because I can see myself finishing this book. I really can. I love that one as well. I think I like that one better actually. Watercolour for the whole picture, and then the only thing I've done pencil is the light effect, like a slight glow, and then some paint pen as well in the background for the dots, and then some, it would have been apple barrel acrylic paint for the actual border for that little guy. So I really enjoyed this book. It's so nice to work in. And by the way, he did find it on eBay. He did find it on eBay and he did pay a lot more than I would have paid, to be honest, but it was a present. So thank you, Danny, even though he doesn't watch my videos. I did try and stick to the rule of doing a page from Clara Markov's book once a month. And I've stuck to it actually. I've stuck to it this month, which is quite nice. So I did the front cover. I took the front cover as inspiration. I didn't want to copy it. I used a bit of pan pastel in the background just to fill in that colour so it wasn't all white. And yeah, a various mix of different pencils. There's even stickles on this, which I hardly ever use stickles nowadays, which I should go back to doing. But yeah, I'll still try and stick to doing one Clara page a month. Otherwise I feel like I'm wasting these books, and they're so beautiful. They're such good quality. Beautiful books. Right, I will pan over now to my diamond paintings. So this is the diamond painting that I finished. If you remember, I did have the Mystic Art Mirrors one up here, and this is Apples by Christopher Lovell. I've just switched it with that one for now until I get either a new frame, or when it comes to a different season I will change it up. This is the one that I'm at 3/4 of the way through. I've done all that bit, just got the centre and this little bit to do here, and this one is by Hannah Lynn and this is Flower Market Girl. I wasn't sure I was going to carry on with this, but I am enjoying it. But I did start last night this one, the Wolf Family. I just got it all prepped up. It took me an hour and a half to do this. An hour and a half. And then I just did the outline of the flowers. And that is everything in the month of December. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. I mean, between, obviously the Christmas season is busy for everyone. There's family coming round and then getting ill, and then just everyday things that I have to deal with Isabel. I think, you know, I've done quite a lot this month, but hopefully here's to January, and here's to being a little bit more motivated in everything that I do, and more videos for you guys to see. So the next video will probably be my favourite colouring pages. Again, inspiration from Kirsta. I watched a video yesterday and totally stole the idea, so yeah, that will be the next video that you're going to see, that may be up today or tomorrow. But if I don't speak to you before then, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.